Good morning. It's August the 2nd, day 2 of our challenge. Day 2 of our August challenge. If you are new here or not really sure what I'm talking about, we are banding together and charging forward into August with a tracking challenge. It doesn't matter what plan you're doing or how you want to track, whether it's paper or apps or blah, 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 whatever you want to do. You're going to pick a plan. Listen, here's one of the rules. I don't know if I said this, but we're not going to change plans. So yeah, you're going to pick a plan for the whole month. And we're all going to track faithfully on one plan. We're not going to have a freak out in like a week. We're not going to go, oh my gosh, I'm bored, or oh, this isn't working. We're going to pick something healthy. Excuse the sunglasses, but there's a glare. We're going to pick something healthy and we're going to go with it. We're going to track every day. Even if you have a day that's a little cuckoo and a little off plan and a little excessive, you're still going to track it because this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to create a habit. If you've read Atomic Habits, then you know that atomics are created through repetition. When you do something over and over again. Why is it so hard to lose the tracking habit? Why? Well, because a lot of us didn't grow up tracking our food. We already have pathways in our brain, right, that we're trying to undo. A lot of us have dysfunctional relationships with food, with our bodies, and with blah, 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 all the stuff. So we're trying to work on that. And it's so funny. I have so many of you saying, I don't want to track, but I know it works. Okay, let's talk about a pitfall. And this is one that has happened to me over and over. I get lured into some sense of, hey, such and such a plan, I won't have to track ever. I've done this a million times, okay? And so, for me, let's talk old school. One of the plans that was really difficult for me a long time ago was the Core or Simply Filling plan. Because I am someone that does not do well with portion control or knowing when I'm done eating. In fact, I have noticed it really takes me about 20 to 30 minutes after I've finished eating to feel satisfied. This has been kind of like a newer thing for me, where I've finished my serving of whatever I'm having, and then I just kind of stop and give it some time before I eat anything else. Because if something's really good, I'm like, ooh, serving number 2, let's go. Instead of giving myself some time. And there is definite like science and evidence behind that it actually takes your body a little bit to register that you're satisfied or full, especially if you're doing lower carb, but even pretty much on every plan I've ever been on. Eating slower and then having a little bit of a break between servings will help us all, I think. I was watching a YouTuber who lives in France, and she was talking about the French way of eating and how their evening meal is always a family meal, and they will sit down and they eat pretty late, which is crazy because we've heard a lot of things about not eating late. They eat like at 8 o'clock usually for dinner, for their evening meal. And she said it could take a couple hours, and they eat very slowly. Their portion sizes are smaller, but I think that there is something to that, like sitting down, paying attention to your food, and then eating over a longer period of time so that your body registers, hey, I'm eating and I'm satisfied. So that's not something that we do in American culture. We're all on the go all the time. And even in the evenings, I think Americans have trouble sitting down most nights. Like the majority of the time, we have trouble sitting down. We may do that periodically. And I'm just speaking from my own personal experience and then what I know of my friends and other family members. You know, I was Zooming with my brother. Actually, last night we had a family Zoom with my dad and my 2 brothers and myself to talk about, like, just general family update and then talk about, like, healthcare stuff for my parents. But it was funny because my brother, who's 2 years younger than me, his name's Peter, his kids were eating dinner, but he's got 4 kids. They're all teenagers, and they were all over the kitchen. They were, standing up with their food, and, they were all in the kitchen together, but it wasn't like a sit-down dinner. It was chaotic, and it looked really fun. All his kids, he does not have a weight issue. His wife doesn't, and his kids don't. So I'm not correlating anything here. I'm just saying it's sort of that typical American family, and they were all eating different things. It was pretty funny. Why is this guy out of his car? We're not gonna... Okay, maybe he's just adjusting something in the back. Okay, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do this month, and so ultimately I ended up jumping off the deep end and just doing iTrack Bites for the month. I love the Lose It app, and I love iTrack Bites. Like, I like both of them equally, and I've been using Lose It all last month, and I just wanted to kind of switch things up. And so now there's a siren. Do I need to get over? That is the next question. No. So I'm still doing calorie counting. I'm still looking at my macros, but I do have my setting on Conquer Cravings, which is the old Weight Watcher program, just for fun. And I'll tell you why I made that decision, because there were a few different variables that went into that. The first being that we have a 2-week fast in my church right now. It's called the Dormition Fast, if you want to research it. And it's a 2-week fast. We have a lot of fasting in the Eastern Orthodox Church. And this is from meat, dairy, wine, and oil. Very difficult to do if you're doing a low-carb approach. And it's interesting because at church right now, we have several people that are carnivore. So my husband was talking to them yesterday about how do you fast when you're already keeping almost like a fast, So that was a discussion between them. So for myself, I know the next couple of weeks I'm going to have a higher carb. My days are going to be higher carbohydrate, and my husband and I worked on sort of adjusting it a little bit, adjusting my plan, and I'm okay with that. There's a lot of value for me, personally and spiritually, in keeping the fast. I know I've had friends out there in the past say that seems really difficult and it seems like it derails you. Honestly, to me, it's worth it to have this challenge right now. Really, fasting is about prayer, and it's about, taking out all the extra stuff and not getting so distracted by the food, if that makes sense. So I'm working more on simpler meals, and then of course continuing to track because I need to for my own accountability and self-control, because that's one area that I do have trouble with, and the fast really brings that into focus for me. So for the next couple of weeks, that's what we're doing. So my husband and I had to sit down yesterday and figure out what we're going to eat together, because he doesn't practice lower carb. And so really I'm just doing lower carb this month, you guys, because this fast is happening at the beginning of the month. And I've done this before and it works out fine. I just have to be careful with the real carb heavy stuff. So I will switch to some low carb options, like the low carb, the keto buns from Aldi. The Extreme Wellness wraps usually have a lower carb count. There's a lot of those types of things that you can do when you're not eating, I'm not doing red meat, I'm not doing chicken, I'm not doing dairy, that sort of thing. I am doing like shellfish, and I may do a little bit of just regular fish. It just depends. So you can see, it's, paring things down. That's my approach. You guys all have different lifestyles and different needs out there. Gosh, I know. It's so funny. I've been on YouTube for so long. I've met so many different eaters. You guys, I have a friend out there doing Brightline. She's back online. If you haven't researched Brightline eating, that's one way to approach things, and it's more addiction based. That way of eating for me was difficult mentally because I felt so restricted all the time that I would have binges. So for me, that wasn't the right approach. I would do really, really well, and then I would just have like a freak out binge. So that wasn't, for me, the right approach. But I have a lot of friends that do it and enjoy it. I have a lot of Weight Watcher friends out there, you guys, and I just love Weight Watchers. Oh, and one of the fun things about so my favorite Weight Watcher plan, old Weight Watcher, not WW, but Weight Watcher plan is the Momentum. What were some of the other names of it? 1, 2, 3 Success. That was the first one. Turnaround, Flex, that whole genre I really enjoyed. It was so simple to me, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I love to play with those points because I feel like it really helps me with portion control. And those plans really go hand in hand with calorie counting. So the thing with those plans, though, is they focus on fiber, which for me is a great thing. I like that. I like fiber and protein in my meals because they keep me full. I feel really good when I'm eating that way. But, they switched that up really to focus more on protein at some point. So I like that old plan, and it's just fun for me. It's like second nature. I have a lot of recipes and things that I just already know and can throw together. I don't even need the written recipe, and I know the macros on it. So just kind of fun to do that this month. And you guys know I always love dabbling in that old stuff. If you've watched my videos for a long time, you guys know that. So today I'm headed out into the country this morning. I'm going to go see a new little baby and give the baby, it's cool because at church we did like a little community giving project, and we did baby bags for our moms that are really at need and don't have anything for the baby. So I'm getting to give one of those bags away from my church, which is really, really cool. I love doing that. There's so many cool, satisfying things about my job. So this is one of my teen moms, so I'm really excited to go see her. And then I have a meeting. So I have that at 10. I have a 12 o'clock meeting. So this is way out, and then I have another 25-minute drive to my office. We have a meeting. I'll do some charting. The meeting's an hour long. From there, I'm going back to my house, and I have 2 telehealth visits today for different reasons. We're still alternating between telehealth and in-person based on what's going on right now. I'm trying to lay eyes on my patients like once a month just to make sure everybody's okay, but I have to pre-screen to make sure no one's sick in the home and all the stuff. It's a lot. And then I have another visit with the patient at 5 o'clock. We're going to be going over to this kind of outdoor area. So long day for me. I will be done probably at 6:30 or 7 this evening. And then the next 3 days, I have training for childbirth education. So I'm recertifying in childbirth education to teach classes again for our patients specifically. So I'm doing that. That's fun. I've got to go figure out what that even entails, though. I'm going to have to shift my brain. And then I have a couple of visits on Friday. And then we have one of our nurses is leaving, so I'm getting part of her caseload. I think I talked about that. I don't remember what I tell you guys and what I don't tell you. So all of that's happening. Meanwhile, Asher's 22nd birthday is coming up, so I think Judah and Dakota are coming, and we're going to celebrate that as a family. So I'm excited for that whole situation. Kids are doing great. You know, just, it seems like I don't get much of a break between, you know, church and work. So I did on Saturday just try to have some real downtime. I did not go to Vespers on Saturday night because I just needed a break. Work's really kicking my butt, you guys, honestly. It really is. I've had to give up a lot of my other fun stuff right now, and that's okay. I'm so excited that I have a job that has some reward in it for me, like just personally. It's very rewarding. It's just a lot. So, we are going to Epic. I don't know if you guys know anything about healthcare, but we are changing our whole charting database for the healthcare system. That's a whole other training situation. It's just a lot. It's a lot. I've been having more anxiety. I think I told you guys that. So today, let's kind of refocus into today, because when I start to look at too big of a picture, I really have to hone in on today and what I'm doing today. So I already told you what I'm doing today. Let's talk about my goals for eating today. I've still got my 1,500 calorie goal for today. Yesterday I was at 1,711, so 1,711 calories yesterday, and I only got 6,000 steps. The reason my calories were higher is we did go out for Mexican food, and I did really well. I got fajitas and I split them all and only ate half, but you know, there's just more calories and all that kind of stuff. So I had that, and I had a couple of veggie burgers after church on keto buns. I had a Quest bar, you know, just stuff like that. I brought a Quest bar for today because I'm not getting home till 1:30. And these are pretty good on macros. There's 21 grams of protein in these and 14 grams of fiber, 3 grams of erythritol. So your carb count on these is only 4 net carbs or something, 200 calories. So I'm going to eat this after my visit this morning. And then for lunch, I have my leftover Mexican food that I'm going to have. And tonight, I think we're having salads tonight because I have those salad bags. I think we're doing that. I'm not exactly sure. We say we're going to do something, and then at the last minute, neither of us feels like what we planned. Do you guys ever do that? I really want to get in a 15-minute walk at home video. We'll see if I have time this evening to do that. I'm hoping that after my last visit, I have the time. I need to make the time. Today feels very short on time, but maybe I can do it this afternoon. Well, am I going to have a break? Okay, so I'm going to get home at 1:30. I have a 2 o'clock, and then I have a 3:30. Maybe I can do a 15-minute video if I have my charting caught up. Maybe I can do 15 minutes of Leslie. Yes, I probably can do that. Well, because I have a 3:30, and then I have to leave at 4:30 and go meet this other patient at 5. So that's probably the only time I'll be able to fit in, because at 1:30 I want to eat lunch. You know, I need to have a lunch break somewhere. Somewhere in this day. Somewhere. that's the plan, you guys. What's your plan for the day? I know this is kind of a longer check-in. It's about 20 minutes, so we'll cut it off there. This is day 2. If you didn't start yesterday, I don't care. Start today. Let's get it together, people. I know yesterday was the weekend, but pick a plan, pick a way you're going to track, and let's do it for this month. And by the end of the month, you're going to look back and be like, oh, I'm so glad I did that. It gave me so much data and feedback. You know, I am encouraged, and I can go forward into the fall in control and with an idea of how I'm going to approach a new season. Remember, fall's a new season. So how are we going to approach fall? Are we going to be in control? Do we need to change what we're doing? You may say that at the end of this month. Like, okay, now I know. I tracked really honestly for the month, and I really can see, okay, these are the areas I need to address. It's going to be like a mini care plan for you guys. So we're setting out the care plan for ourselves. We're going to track, and we're going to just do one plan this month. No switching. I'm telling you, this is for your good, to just stick to something. You know what to do out there. Have some confidence in yourself. You know what to do. It's just in the doing where we have trouble and we stumble. So let's do it. I'm here for you guys. I'm going to be here every day, either with a car vlog or a live or something. It helps me, and I just want to be with my friends right now. I need you guys in my life. I need the encouragement. I need the support. Drop me a comment down below. What's your plan for day 2? How'd you do yesterday? Okay? I would like to hear from you. So if you're doing the challenge, this is your moment. It's your turn to talk. So I will see you guys tomorrow for an update on what happened today. I don't know how we're going to do that. It might be a live at lunchtime because I'm in conference all day. But we probably will do something like that. I don't know what time the lunch is. I know I get an hour for lunch tomorrow. So I may pop on here live at that point and just do a little daily update and a chit chat. Other than that, stay in orbit. I'll see you guys later.